Good morning, YouTube. This is Man on Ray George Page. Coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, today is Veterans Day, and it's a day we recognize those people who have served or still serve in this country in our armed forces. And if you know anything about me, I've mentioned I had a couple of family members who served in the Army, and this is my niece and my nephew. This is my niece Marlena and my nephew Brian. But when they were growing up, we used to call them Granny and Squeaky. My mom used to love to call them. That's the name we dropped them. But they have served their country and still serving their country. And I mentioned this because I love them, and I appreciate what they do for us as service people for the United States of America. And I want to recognize them as being, just great and love because I love my niece and nephew. I love them. I love them like, almost like they're all my own children. But they're the children of my oldest sister, and they're her babies. But I like to recognize them on this special day of Veterans Day. Also, I'd like to recognize all the five services of the United States, such as the Army, the Navy, Marines, Air Force, and the Coast Guard, and also those who have served in the past in the many wars in this country, and the all the women and the men who support this country with their lives and their blood and their sweat. And let's not forget those World War II veterans that are still around who fought for this country, defended from the evils of Nazism, and those especially my people, Black people, who try to who prove themselves worthy of being part of the United States military. Wars like Korea, where it was a very popular war, where we went over fought for defend the honor of another country. But even though we didn't win that war, we need to recognize these men and women who were over there, who risked their lives, and those people who fought in Vietnam, which was not a very popular war, where it was just so many lives lost. And this was a war where there was the most Blacks ever to get enlisted. And it's just the sacrifice they made. Even when they come home, they get the respect they deserve. And the young men and women who fight in the wars over in the Gulf and also in countries like Afghanistan, they also need to be recognized. And the other countries where they have gone in to protect the freedoms of other people, people they don't know, strangers. But even though they are considered strangers to us, they are part of our American family. And the risks they take to save lives, and the training and the intelligence they have to do what they do, and you got to respect that, and you got to understand the commitment they have to this country and the sacrifices they made, not only of their freedoms as individuals, but also their lives, and the sacrifice their families have to make to see a loved one come home, and not ever see them again, and always want to remember what they did and what they committed to. And to in their memory, this holiday, Veterans Day, was created. Not just the ones who are here, but the ones who are gone. And still the ones who are still over in other countries defending their privileges of freedom and to be individuals. And still today, we have to recognize, I know some people say it's not popular to be all-American, but, this is all we know. And we, even though, politicians like to use the military as a tool, they're not a tool. These men or women serve this country out of not just of a song or of a flag, but for the love of being, part of this country and being, to be his foot on the ground, 10 toes down, and to stand up to represent America, and to be there on the coast, saving lives when needed and when necessary to be saved. And for those who fought wars, who came back home, let's remember them and their sacrifices they made. And it's just being a true American veteran, and to stand up for his country. And even those who felt like they were not as treated as well, they should be always man on this day of Veterans Day for their sacrifices, for the love for this country, and for the young people who are still committed, who want to be part of the military. I respect your commitment. I respect your faith in this country. and and to stand up to prove yourself, not just as an individual, but as a family. I also like to recognize some ladies who I'm a fan of, such as one Miss Maria Flores, who served as the United States Army. Lindsey Williams, who's also served in the Army. Some jarheads who I'm a fan of, Miss Alana Ship and Miss Marjorie V. Martin, who served with the Marine Corps. Amanda Palis, who also served the Marine Corps. Liz Gorilla Carmouche, who also served with the Marine Corps. And one lady who I consider a great friend. She's a beautiful woman who served in both the United States Navy and currently serves in the United States Army. Staff Sergeant Stacy Nunez. I love you, babe. I hope you're doing good. And I heard that she's going to be shipping off in a bit. And I hope she does well overseas. And we would love for her to come back home. But like I said, I want to recognize all these people who serve this country, from today into tomorrow, to give us faith. I want to tip my hat off to you for your commitment and your spirit for joining the military and being a veteran, and to, like I said, to all you others, if I don't know you, if I know you're a veteran, I'm going to say thank you for your service. And I want to say thanks to all veterans, like I said, from today to tomorrow, we all need to recognize your sacrifice, your commitment, and your love for this country. I know some people, might not want to think it's popular to be, to have love for the military. And it's true, we should have love for our military because they're the ones who really put themselves out there. They're the ones who really, fight true enemies that are against this union we call America. But like I said, today's Veterans Day. I hope you get the chance to enjoy it. I mean, there's some place right now that have some discounts. So eat as you feel, and like I said, thank you for your service. Thank you for the sacrifices for you and your families made for this country. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be America. Lisa Mayor Alloway, George Page. Don't subscribe. I'm out. Thank you again for your service.